Hi, it's Alex from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is Why is Grandma Duck from 1986. So let's get started. Huey looked out the car window. There is Uncle Donald. He could see Grandma Duck farm at the end of the road. Louie and Dewey waved to a cow in the field. I can hardly wait to get there, Donald said. Fresh air, long naps, and Grandma great food. What a vacation. Grandma was waiting at the gate. She gave each of them a big hug and kiss. Come along, boys. Let's get up to the house and get something to eat. While they ate, Grandma Duck told them what was new on the farm. My farm hands had gone. I have no one to do the chores anymore, she said. Don't worry, Grandma, said Louie. We can do them, said Huey and Dewey. Donald did not say a word. Farm work was not his idea of a vacation. The next morning, the nephews were ready for work. Let me see, said Grandma. The chicken house need a good coat of paint. Just then, Donald came in to the kitchen. My back hurt, Grandma. I can't work today. Oh, poor Donald, Grandma said. She helped him out to the yard. You just rest here, dear, and I will bring you some lemonade. All day long, Donald rested. He was having a good time. When the dinner bell rang, he jumped up and ran to the table. Boy, Uncle Donald, you got to the table fast, Louis said. Your back must be feeling better. Grandma Duck smiled, and I'm glad there is a lot of work to do tomorrow. The barn needs cleaning. When Donald came down the stairs the next morning, the nephew had already eaten breakfast. They was on their way to work. My stomach hurt, Donald groaned. I don't think I can work today. But Donald felt well enough to eat a great big breakfast. Grandma sighed and shook her head. Then she helped him up to the bed. Alone in his room, Donald said to himself, Ah, what a perfect way to spend the day. Huey, Dewey, and Louie worked hard all day. They swept the barn floor. They bought fresh hay for the horse. They cleaned the windows. In the evening, they went up to Donald's room. The work is all done, Uncle Donald, they said. We worked together. It was fun. That's great, said Donald. And I felt much better. In fact, I'm so hungry I could eat everyone's supper. After supper, the boy rode the horse. Geez, that looked like fun. I think I'll try it, said Donald. I'm glad you are feeling better now, Donald. You can help the boys stack all that firewood tomorrow, said Grandma. Donald looked. That heap of wood was as high as the barn. The next morning, there was something else wrong with Donald. My arm hurt, Grandma, he said. I must have fallen out of bed. I guess I won't be able to help stack that wood. Then, what are you planning to do today? Grandma asked. I'll watch the boys, said Donald. I can tell them what they are doing wrong. And that is just what Donald did. All morning long, he sat and watched. He slipped cold drinks and he gave a lot of orders. Huey, Dewey, and Louie worked and worked. At last, all the wood was in one neat pile. That afternoon, the boy decided to go fishing. Look at Uncle Donald, Huey whispered. His arm must be feeling better. Sure enough, when Donald saw the fishing poles, he wanted to go fishing too. I think my arm is better now, boys, he said. but you had better carry everything. I don't want to hurt my arm again. Grandma watched Donald go off with the boys. The next day, the apple was ready to be picked. You boys can eat as many apples as you want, Grandma said. Great, cried Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They ran to the apple tree. Grandma looked at Donald. My arm still hurts, he said. I guess I'll just go sit under a tree and watch the boys again today, but I'll make sure they do a good job. Huey, Dewey, and Louie loved to pick apples. Every hour they stopped to munch an apple or two or three, and Donald slept while the boys worked. Then Grandma brought out a big tray of cookies. She put one in Donald's good hand. Huey threw your Uncle Donald an apple, she called. Without thinking, Donald caught the apple with his sore arm. Grandma smiled. I'm glad your arm is feeling better, Donald, she said. When the boys were done, Grandma led them off to a hill. She put the empty cookie tray on the grass. It's time for some fun, she said. Who wants to slide down the hill? I do, shouted Donald. Before the boys could move, Donald jumped on the tray. He slid down the hill. For an hour, they took turns sliding down the hill. Donald took more turns than anyone. At last, Grandma told them to go inside and rest. You have two big jobs tomorrow, she said. The corn and the pumpkin must be picked. More work, Donald asked. He grabbed the tray. I'm going for one last ride, he shouted. Then he slid down the hill very fast. Donald slid faster and faster. Watch out, Uncle Donald, shouted Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Oh, Donald, cried Grandma. Just as he was about to hit a tree, Donald jumped off. He rolled over and over on the grass. Grandma and the boy ran down the hill. Ouch, my head, moaned Donald. Grandma looked for a bump. I can't seem to find anything wrong, she said. Well, my head hurts, said Donald, with a whine. I better go straight to bed. Poor Uncle Donald, said Louie. I hope he is all right. I think he is just fine, Dewey said. It's the thought of work that makes Uncle sick. The next morning, Donald walked around with an ice bag on his head. Too bad Uncle Donald had the headache, Huey said. This cornfield is a great place for hide and seek. Pumpkin picking was fun too. When all the pumpkin was picked, Louie put Uncle Donald's hat on a pumpkin. Everyone laughed except Donald. That evening, Grandma told the boys that all the work was done. No one works tomorrow except me, she said. I am going to make a dinner of all the things you like best. This is my way of thanking you. Hooray, shouted the nephew. Donald pushed the ice bag off his head. My head feels better every minute, he said. By tomorrow I should be just fine. That's good there, said Grandma. I wouldn't want you to miss our dinner. The next day, Grandma was busy in the kitchen. Huey, Dewey, and Louie kept busy too. They brushed and combed Grandma's horse. Soon it looked good enough to lead a parade. Donald was busy trying to find out what Grandma was cooking. Run along, Donald. Don't be so nosy. I want this to be a real surprise, she said. At last, the dinner bell rang. The nephew raced to the table, but Donald got there first. Grandma put a big covered plate in front of each boys. One by one, Huey, Dewey, and Louie took the cover off their plate. "It's corn on the cob," Louie shouted. "A whole apple pie," said Huey. "Pumpkin pie, my favorite," shared Dewey. "And whipped cream. Oh boy." At last, Grandma set the biggest plate of all in front of Donald. Donald grabbed the cover from the plate. But, he sputtered. "It's medicine," said Louie. "It's all for headaches, stomach aches, and sore muscles." Huey, Dewey, and Louie couldn't stop laughing. "I hope you are happy, Donald, dear," Grandma said. "I want each of you to have what you worked for." Then she laughed too, and for once in his life, Donald could not think of a thing to say. So that was Wise Grandma Duck from 1986. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, have a groovy day. We'll have another video coming out real soon.